My name is Melissa Axelson. You've gotten some emails from me as you've begun our endorsement program. And we just wanted to have this quick orientation so you could put some names to faces for some of the CTL staff, talk a little bit about CTL and everything that we do, and really take a look at Moodle and how you can manage and work your way through that. And as you begin the courses, and some things we've learned with the first group of people who are wrapping up their courses now and will graduate this coming June with their endorsement. So let's introduce the rest of the team. So Maureen, would you like to say hello?
Sure. Hi, I'm Maureen O'Weiler. I'm one of the directors. You'll be hearing from me periodically just to see how you're doing in the course, to see if you have any questions or comments. And if there's things I can't answer, I'll be sure to get you in touch with an instructor or anyone else who can answer any of your questions. So feel free to reach out to me at any time. And for those of you that are not self-paying through PayPal, I'll be the one that I've been working with your district for invoicing and things like that if you have any questions about it.
My name is Yuri Zavarodny. I'm going to be a physics teacher for the next 4 physics courses, 6601, 6603, 5, and 7. And all physics-related questions, grades, labs, short answers, tests, you can definitely ask me at any time. And you can ask me through the email directly, or you can use Moodle to, post like a message on the discussion board. Thank you.
And Ian?
Hi, my name's Ian. I'm the liaison with most of the school districts, and I reached out to the folks here. Most of you we got to meet during the scholarship application process. And for the most part, I won't be in too much contact with you, but I think at some point, I guess we'll talk about follow-up steps. But if you have any opportunities with your districts, I know Leon's on the call. I know I'm working with your district right now to square some things away. You can either work through Jamie and Jamie will get a hold of me, or you can always contact me directly and I'll help out with whatever I can assist with.
Okay, and then we have Susan.
Hi, I'm Susan. You probably won't talk to me very much, if at all. I am involved with building the courses in Moodle that you'll be taking. So I guess if you came to an issue and something didn't work correctly, I could help out with that. Sometimes I also help Jamie, like with transcripts or something like that. But generally you would maybe email Jamie and Melissa and I'd be working behind the scenes.
So she did read all those that applied for the scholarship. She read your application, so she did want to put some faces to some names. So she hopped on. And then we have Bob Goodman on as well.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, you'll probably hear from me even less than Susan, maybe. But I used to teach across the hallway from Yuri, who's like one of the best physics teachers in the world, probably. And you'll enjoy working with him. And I always enjoyed our classes and coming in, seeing the students. I was away the last time they did one of these get-togethers with the group, and I thought this was a great chance to get to see everyone and also to see what Zoom looks like with this many windows. You also get to see our staff this way because we don't have a building, so we all work from our homes, and the only time we see each other is on these Zoom screens, pretty much, except for like NJEA convention or when we show up in Africa together or someplace. But it's nice to see everyone, and it's nice for me to get a sense as to who's in the courses. So I think there's a lot more convenient for you all to be at home being able to do this or from wherever you want to be instead of having to drive to Teterboro. But we missed out on the chance of seeing you. So now this is the seeing you part of it. And I want to wish you all good luck and hope you enjoy the experience. If you ever have any troubles and any of these people don't do what you think is right by you, just feel free to send me an email, bob@njctl.org. I'm easy to find. So all of our emails are really easy, I think.
Yes.
So you should be able to, and we like getting emails. So if anything is, if we can help in any way, just let us know. Thank you.
I can show you the historical place. This is my room. This is my smart board, the new one, the flat screen.
Nice.
And across the hallway, you can see over there, that was Bob Goodman's room over there.
That was the original birthplace of all of this stuff.
See that, girls? This is the historical place. When
Now you're making me feel homesick, Yuri. I'm gonna have to drive down there and visit.
Yeah.
So Yuri will be the instructor for all the physics courses. I'm the instructor for the teaching methods course, which most of you have gotten started with already. And then one of our colleagues, Joseph, he's the instructor for the chemistry courses. Right now he's finishing up training in Africa. So sometimes when he does leave the country to do some of the trainings, one of our other staff steps in and grades for a little bit, but he's the primary instructor for the chemistry.
I was with Joseph in Lesotho last week, and he was desperately trying to get on the internet to grade assignments, but apparently there's some threshold of bandwidth that you need to do that. And no matter
on Moodle, yeah.
in the hotel, no matter where we went, we could just never reach that bandwidth.
Okay, so I'm just going to start with, I'm going to screen share here. Just have a couple slides I wanted to go over with you. So I know some of you know a little bit about CTL. Some of us know a lot, but I think so everyone understands where everything's coming from. I'm going to go through these slides really quick. This is actually for those of you who started the methods course. This is part of the first presentation that you have. But there's a couple things that I think are key for me to talk about so that you get a good understanding of where we're coming from. So the New Jersey Center for Teaching and Learning, we're an independent nonprofit. We were originally started by the NJEA in 2007 and under the leadership of Joyce Powell when she was president. So our main mission is to empower teachers to lead school improvement. So a lot of you on this call that applied for the scholarship route, are kind of doing this a little independent from your school district. So, maybe you're the beginning of planting some seeds of change and things like that, but that's what we really like. The next set of slides really go through actually Bob's story and how he started the PSI, Progressive Science Initiative, and the Physics Endorsement Program with the help of Yuri as help of him being one of the first writers as well, and different things like that. So when you do this presentation, you can read this story about Bob and how he got, look, Yuri, there's another picture of Teterboro. And I don't think this slide's in your PowerPoint, but basically Teterboro and Bergen Tech is really high ranked throughout the country now. And it really has a lot to do with mainly the participation rate of AP physics that they have in the school. So, I mean, this from a vocational school where the majority of students are studying culinary and automotive and fashion, things like that, is a very high-ranked high school. So, pretty exciting there. So here's the other thing. We really have a course sequence that we really believe strongly in, and it goes in a physics, chemistry, biology sequence for high school. So part of the problem when Bob, first came about with his physics was, he needed to scale up and to scale up to other schools and to continue with the course sequence, because he really found that this 9th grade algebra-based physics course was really beneficial for the 9th graders because the flow of the science makes more sense. But once you get to biology in 11th grade, now you can truly learn modern biology. If we think about what biology was, 100 years ago when the United States decided our biology, chemistry, physics sequence, we even know what physics was then fully. So, it just, the rest of the world for the most part does the physics, chem, bio. But scale up too, we need more physics and chemistry teachers. There's not a physics or chemistry teacher shortage if everyone isn't learning it. So in schools like Black Horse Pike Regional, this year they've had 2 teachers going through the program. They're teaching it to their 11th graders, and they're ready for next September for a full swing. All the 9th graders, they have 3 high schools. All the 9th graders in all 3 high schools will be in algebra-based physics. So You know, this is more of a traditional sequence, and the arrows show the flow of knowledge. So really what it's showing here is the physics and the algebra really line up nicely. And, you know, you're technically, the kids are having a double math class, and all of the schools are having trouble with algebra scores and the algebra assessments and things. So this is really truly a way, an alternative way to help boost those algebra scores, as well as, you know, oh, here we go, lots of arrows, but it's kind of puts all the AP options in there. So really, after the kids take this 9th grade algebra-based physics, they are ready for AP physics in 10th grade. So and this is what they do in Bergen Tech and a lot of the other schools that we work with. All of the presentations, so when you get to the physics and chemistry courses, the presentations have recordings of one of our instructors, you know, and they're usually one of our content writers as well, so they're deeply invested in the content, but they're using smart notebook software. Okay, so when we will look at our actual website that houses our content that you'll do with the students in a moment, but don't be nervous if you don't have a smart board, you don't have smart notebook. When it comes time that you're teaching, we'll help you work that out. We can get you an older free version of Smart Notebook. We can talk with your technology people in your building and get that straightened out. But everything's also posted in PDF. You lose some of the interactive pieces. When you're watching the videos, if you see one of the instructors moving something around or something like that, that's because they're using the interactiveness of Smart Notebook. During the methods course, you're going to have more details about how we have direct instruction and social constructivism built right into the lessons for you, and, you know, talk about the optimal design that we felt has worked best. And Bob really likes round tables. As Yuri showed his room, they have nice round tables. It is a different kind of feeling than pushing 4 desks together, but really the social constructivism part where the kids are problem solving really leads to the true understanding. We also have formative assessment questions built right into all of the lessons. For you, when you're doing it online, you'll watch the video of the direct instruction, and then they're called check for understanding questions. When you click on them, you'll be able to answer them one at a time. If you get it wrong, a video pops up so that you can watch the video for someone explaining it. If you get it right, you go on. But it's the same idea with the students. We want some sort of polling device to get the data. So again, once we get closer to starting to think about you teaching this in September, we can talk about, you know, there's different options in the methods course that you'll learn about. But basically, you know, a formative assessment question, something like this, you know, here's an example of a physics one. If you have some sort of polling device or the kids have laptops or Chromebooks, you can poll them, you get these results, and then this is where you have your really rich class discussions. So the other thing is, those of you, everybody's pretty much doing the field experience in September as part of the endorsement, and you'll have myself, Ian, Joseph, one of the 3 of us will be assigned as your coaches, and we will come in and do some visits with you and get whether do you want help with formative assessment, how to collect the data, are you having trouble in labs. So we're in there to really go teach it with you, do it together with you to help you understand all these different things here, as well as help you with the content. If you yourself were struggling with a specific way of how to teach the content, we can help with that. So after all this success from physics and everything, what we have done, we actually have extended beyond just the high school science. We have K through 12 mathematics and science courses posted on our website, the Progressive Science Initiative or the Progressive Mathematics Initiative. All of that is free. Our donors, specifically NJEA is a big donor, lets us have all that content for free for teachers. So I will show you the website in a moment, but lots of files, lots of file downloads being used all over the world, so that's pretty exciting. And then in teacher education, so far we've made 228 physics teachers in New Jersey. which is a pretty impressive number in the last 8 years. And we've made 53 chemistry teachers in the last 7 years. So you are adding to that pool. And we found out somebody did this study, I forget, Brigham Young, was at the college, about they were the #1 producer of physics teachers because they made like 12 a year. So,
Brigham Young University.
Brigham Young, yeah.
They had 18 one year. So
18. So they were the winners, but we've had more than 18 in the last 8 years, a lot more. So
every year,
pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty exciting. So what we're going to look at now, so when I'm going to go out to our website, and on our website, this is a separate registration. Some of you may have already been using some of our materials in your existing class, but eventually you need to register on our actual website, the njctl.org. This is what houses all the materials you'll use to teach your students in September. So if I go take a look at that, let's pull the website up. So when we're on the main page, it looks like this, and there are 3 sections. So you can read more about who we are if you would like. And we can, you can go right to course materials. It's online courses. This has a lot of good material too that you may not have read, and some information for you. It's also another way, if you were on our website, you can click to there to get to the Moodle. But if I go to course materials, and then you can see I have the various courses. I'll go to science. I'll go to algebra-based physics. So then here are all of the units, okay? So when you click on here, when you begin to start to plan for next year, you have a unit plan for every unit, as your pacing. You're gonna have actual labs to do with the students in class. When you in your online course, you're gonna do some virtual labs, which some of them are tied into the student course as well, but there's all of these actual hands-on labs. The assessments, so if you don't register, you won't see these student assessments. So when you register, just use your school email address, and then that lets Maureen, she actually updates and approves these by hand, and we literally verify that you are a teacher. So you have all of these different things here. Everything, all the Word documents are posted in Word, OpenOffice text, PDF. So the PDF is good for there because you could direct your students right to that, and they can open a PDF on any device. So the presentation, when I click on that, I'm going to have different versions here. So the top ones are always going to be the Smart Notebook file, but you do have the PDF and 1 slide per page with answers if you don't have Smart Notebook right now. But any one of us can help you situated with that. Okay, so you're going to be really immersed in the Moodle, but in the back of your mind, remember all these files are also there on our website for once you begin teaching. All right, and part of the stipulation of the agreement we have with the NJDOE is that you're teaching the PSI algebra-based physics course or teaching our chemistry course, our first-year chemistry course. So I think everybody pretty much gets that. So we're good there. So if I go to the Moodle, let me pause for a minute and see, does anyone have any questions about our actual website? And again, you have your own children and they need help in 7th grade math. You'll have access to everything across the board. So any questions about our website?
I have one question.
Yes.
I'm using a Mac at home. The Smart Notebook, does that work on that device?
It does, but it's a complicated roundabout answer. So I'll email you separately and put you in touch with our Mac expert that we have, and she can help you with that. But for the Moodle, you won't need that. I think you only need to make sure you have Flash, and you can download Word documents and stuff. So for right now, you're good. But I'll get Audra and you connected, and she'll help you with there. So once I log into the Moodle, I'm going to see all of my courses. So I have lots here because, you know, I'm in here as an administrator on all of them. But you can click on any of them at any time. NJCTL in the upper left here, that's always going to take you back to your dashboard, basically, or you can click on dashboard. Okay. Oh, I'm not sharing. Thank you, Maureen. As I'm like, oh, see right here. Goodness me. There we go. Thank you, Maureen. So I clicked on either NJCTL up top here or dashboard, and I see all the courses. Let's go into teaching methods since we're all in that one right now. So when I go in here, you know, Moodle is a little tricky to navigate at first, but when you go down the side here, you have some different modules you can jump to if you want. You can go through them there. You can just scroll down within the actual center part, okay? But if I click on module 1, you know, I have topic overview for your success, you know, so just some things there about what's going on. When I hit expand, now I have the lesson that's actually posted in PowerPoint. So if you have PowerPoint, you can download that. If you don't, you can also open the same thing as a PDF. So these are the same thing, there's just 2 of them there. So then there's a little quiz here. It does say quiz, but that actually doesn't count towards your grade. It's just kind of a little check for understanding type thing. And then this short answer assignment does count for your grade. So anything that has this box over here is showing you that this is going to count as a grade. And once you submit something, it's going to tell you that you submitted it. It's going to check it off. Okay. So when it comes time to submit something, I click on here. I'm going to read, here's the assignment. Okay, so that's all written right in there. And then down below, you're going to be able to log in to the Moodle. And I need to be logged in as a student because that'll make this much easier for us. So let me just log out and log back in while we're talking. But basically, when you're logged in, you're going to just take and drag the file and upload it right into there. So you don't have to, for these assignments, you don't have to actually, you know, type them in the Moodle. So you can work on it in Word and then upload it when you're ready, right to the Moodle, and it'll get sent to it. All right, in this one, I can see the teaching methods course. So when I click on that and I go down here, it's going to show me, see that I already submitted it. So I know that I have that checked off. So let's go to one that I don't have submitted. So say I have my grading short answer ready. It's going to have me the question all up here. Okay. Then this is the rubric that I'm going to use when it gets graded. So that's kind of there as a reminder for you. All right. And then you upload. So I did actually upload this one when I talked with the group on Tuesday. So I know I didn't do this one. So it's just going to say add submission down the bottom. And once I say that, I'm going to get this box to drag a file to. So similar to the way you make an attachment on an email or anything like that is how that works. Now, if you can convert it to PDF, it does make it a little easier for Yuri and I when we're grading. If not, the Word document will be fine. But if I click on this PDF here, I just drag it and drop it in there. It uploads. Okay, so this is a tricky part. You can't stop there. You have to say save changes. All right, and then now look, it's telling me I'm in draft mode. So you actually have to go down and literally and hit submit. All right, so that's really the main glitchy thing about Moodle is that you have to remember to hit submit. So now it turned green for me here. It's submitted for grading. So I know that I'm okay. It sent me an email telling me that I put it there, and it also sends the instructor an email that it's there as well. Okay. So if I want to go back to where I was, I have these sub menus up top here that I can use. I can also click over here, say, okay, I just want to go all the way back out to the direct instruction. module. So I go back out to it. All right. I don't have a check there yet because the check doesn't come until it's actually graded. Okay. So there's an easy way to track this, and this is something we do on our end too. When I click this little arrow up here in the upper right-hand corner, so everybody, it's kind of hidden there. So this arrow brings me out another menu. And when I scroll down, you're going to have this completion progress. So this is really nice because it shows you where you've left off. So this green one here, that one's been completed, that one's been graded. So my yellow ones are telling me they're submitted, they just haven't been graded yet. So this is a nice little menu that helps you keep track of where you are with your assignments and stuff. I could click right on here, my blue one in the middle that I'm missing. And if I click right on that, it doesn't jump you to it. Sorry, on my end it does. But it's probably hard for you to see right now, but when I hover over it down below, it does list what the assignment is. And they're in this bar, in this completion progress bar, they're in the same order that they are in the course. So that kind of helps out as well. So those are the best two ways for you keep track of where you are and things like that. Okay. I can also go over here and hit grades on the left-hand side. So when I hit grades, it's going to take me, and it takes me to the grade book. All right, it's just mine. It's set to a user report. So when I scroll down, I can see here's my one assignment that's been turned in. I got 100. I got the 25 points. Okay, but you'll get a notification that it was graded once it is graded. So, all right. So any questions about the methods course? All the assignments in the methods course are going to be something that you type up and that you paste in there. Now, with our first round of people that were in there, Maureen and I had someone, and they were literally counting the number of words left that they had to write. So at first it might seem like it's overwhelming, but we're not looking for huge, long answers. Okay, there's two types of assignments. There's either a short answer assignment, which is meant to just be something short and brief, and then the critical thinking assignment is supposed to be 2 to 3 pages, a little longer. Okay, except for like the first one where you're introducing yourself. It does tell you to reference and cite some articles. You do not have to go looking for something else. You can reference the videos you're going to watch through the PowerPoint, the links. It's going to take you to links to articles to read. You can reference the slides that are in the presentation. So just remember that those do require some citation of some sort that you're pulling the information from.
Melissa, do you want to show them real quick that discussion board, the overall discussion board?
Yes, thank you, Susan. So in the methods course, when you expand under this general section, so this one here, so there's just one discussion board for the methods course. All right, you've got your syllabus and some rubrics there and stuff. But when I click on the discussion board, you can either make a comment underneath one that somebody did. See, nobody likes me so far. Since August 1st, nobody made a comment. Or you can start a new post. You know, you could start a post when you're learning about the responder options saying, you know, hey, all my students have a Chromebook. I'm trying to figure out what program can I use best to get the formative assessment data from, you know, and we could start a discussion in there too. So same like how we would talk about it in class, we're trying to get you guys talking through the discussion board.
And then once you get into your content courses, the algebra and the chem courses, up at the top, there's also that general discussion board. Is that where they would use just for general questions?
Yeah, for general questions, but then that one you're actually going to be posting, when you're in the physics or chemistry course, you're actually going to be posting a discussion post as an assignment. It's kind of like a short answer, couple paragraph type thing. You're going to post that right in the discussion board, and then Yuri or Joseph will mark it right from there. Otherwise, you know, so if you have questions about Module 3, you know, I'm really having trouble with lesson number 4 in Module 3. Anybody have a better way to explain it? You know, you can throw that right up there. And then one of us will reply, you guys can reply, and things like that too. So before I go to one of the content courses, does anyone have any questions about the teaching methods course? You can also download the syllabus, and then that'll help you keep track of the various assignments as well for that. Okay, so
I have a question.
sure, go ahead.
So I just received the invitation to join this class. Thank you very much.
Okay.
But I see, like, if I log into my NJCTL course, I have that red flag with 2 assignments due.
Okay. I know what
It
you're talking
says personal lab course at Gateway Regional High School.
That's good. I'm glad you asked that. So when I'm in here, okay, it has upcoming events. So we put in events for anybody, all the courses. Like, this is just like a master calendar. So basically, right now, these in-person lab courses are for all of the teachers who are in the advanced courses right now. So who, you know, started a year ago, like you are now. So these don't reference for you. We will have algebra-based physics lab in-person days at some point in the summer. And then, so those would be when you could go, we offer it in 2 locations. We either do it at Teterboro in Bergen County, or we do it at Gateway Regional High School, which is close to Camden. And so you can go and actually do the student labs with the instructors so that you're ready to do them when you're actually teaching. So it's really hard. We found it really hard to replicate teaching you how to do the hands-on labs, you know, through an online approach. So we've added these lab course dates. So there'll be various ones in the summer, and then spread throughout next school year on Saturdays, you'll be able to go and do some of the advanced physics labs, plus be in person with the instructor and ask any questions you would have too. So when it comes time and they refer to you, we'll let you know. But right now, that's why it says advanced physics in-person lab. So you guys are all in algebra-based physics or just first year chemistry as well. We only have 5 chemistry teachers in right now, and they're all in the same general location. So Joseph, he works with those teachers, and they've been going over labs just in person. So, but we have much more now with this new group, so we'll have in-person chemistry lab days as well. So that is more to come. I'm glad you asked that, Leon. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I know, Yuri, you've taught the lab courses for teachers in the program, and I think everyone's found it very valuable, right? Because we have a lot of information about how to set up the labs there, but nothing can quite replace being in the lab and actually setting it up yourself. And so we don't require it, but we highly recommend it, I believe. Is that right, Yuri?
Yes, you're absolutely right, because one thing to do the labs online, but second, if you go to the classroom and if you didn't see the materials before, or you touch them, you practice with them, then definitely there will be a little chance that many teachers will apply them in teaching students. And this is why we try to do our best to go over and give a review, like 3-day review to, let's say, 6601 course, which we cover mechanics, EM, and modern physics. And we try to do those labs. Each day we do like 5-6 labs. We do the overview. We try to run the labs. We try, to encourage teachers to work with us. And, it seems it was always positive, from my experience, they like it very much.
Yes, I agree. That's always get positive feedback on those. So more to come about those. Nothing to worry about at the moment with those ones. So basically the only difference in the science courses is that there's basically 4 things you're graded on once you're in them. You do a short discussion post. There's multiple choice mastery exercises that you can redo as many times as you want, and the highest grade will be recorded. There are a virtual lab that you submit. It's posted in Word, so you can either type your answers right in the Word document, or if you printed it out and handwrite it, you can scan it for us to read. And then there also is a test. So the tests are proctored, and we use a thing called Proctorio. So the first time you go to take a test, it's going to tell you to install a little add-on so that you can run Proctorio. That has to be used in a Google Chrome browser. It won't work in any other browser. Moodle tends to also work much better if you're in Google Chrome. And basically what it does is it locks down your computer so that you don't have access to other links or tabs or anything like that. It's recording you while you're taking the test, and it's just to use so that we know that it's taken in a secure environment, basically. You can use a calculator, you can use paper, you can also use for physics, you can use the equation sheet that's available. And then what Yuri wants is, by the time you're in the advanced physics, you prefer if you had those equations memorized, which you will, because you'll have used them so many times. Then in September, you're going to start teaching. You're going to use them again with your students over and over. So you'll begin to know them, because on the praxis, Yuri, right? They don't have an equation sheet. Is that correct?
On the Praxis 2 test, you just have the constants, no formulas and no calculators that you have to learn how to do quickly with a pencil, quick calculations, estimations, and plus you have to remember all the formulas. But the Praxis 2 test, they don't allow you to use any of them.
Okay, thanks, Yuri. So I'm in the algebra-based physics course. So at the top, there's the physics equation sheet. I also think there's a chemistry one there as well when you're in chemistry. Okay, and then when I scroll down, I'm gonna again have my topic overview and stuff like that. Required readings, that's just a suggestion. This is a book, if you wanted to have an actual book as a reference, this is the one Yuri and Bob recommend, Physics, the Human Adventure. So you can take a look at that. But then when I expand it, so you can see how it looks different than teaching methods, I'm gonna have a topic. I click on the topic, it loads the video right in my browser. I can play it right through there. And then down below is also just a PDF of the same thing you're watching. So if you wanted to review it again. And then I click on this check for understanding, and it takes me right to the formative assessment questions. Okay? So sometimes I like to get it wrong on purpose because, all right, I may have solved it. So if I submit and get it wrong, it's automatically going to pop up the video explanation, especially when you get into the more involved word problems. And, or say you get it right, but you still want to see the explanation, you can just go back in your browser. But then, sometimes it's nice to see how somebody else worked through it even though I know I did it right. So there's a video there for all of them. If you come across a random one and the video doesn't work, if you just let us know, we'll make sure to put that in there. If you ever have any issues with questions, or you're like, I really think that this is the right answer, but it's telling me I'm wrong, that kind of thing, if you can take a screenshot of the screen that you're on and email that to us, that really helps us be able to let you help you out and figure out what's going on. So the one other thing I wanted to add about the labs, the online labs, there's some file size limitations in Moodle for when you're uploading things. So a couple of the labs might have like 6 pages because you're filling data in and stuff like that. So if you've scanned it and made it a PDF, sometimes it's going to end up being too big and it's going to tell you there's an error. So you can just email it directly to us. I mean, you can split the file in half, or you can email it directly to us. But it's not a problem if you don't actually submit it through the Moodle. So the other thing is when you want to talk a little bit about the assessments, Yuri, and the free response for all the modules in the science courses?
Basically, each test has between 10 12 multiple choice questions that we can, grade based on the correct or incorrect, and the free response that you have to present the solution. And again, you attach to the corresponding file and send it to me. I will grade it because the multiple choice will be graded automatically and we'll see your grade right away. And the free response, I have to go through each step, grade manually, and add together. So I have a personal grade book and put the grades together, make an average, put the AP curve, 0.5% of the AP curve to your total grade. And then I have to rewrite again to the grade book, and you will see once I submit and save that automatically your grade will be posted in the grade book.
Yeah, and you'll get notification.
Yeah.
So you'll learn about, we do apply a correlation or a curve to the assessment grades, but you'll learn about that in more detail when you're in the methods course. So the same philosophy that we want to do with the students, we follow through with you as you're going through endorsement as well. So, and so for the free response, there's not going to be a spot that you can enter those answers in the Moodle. You're going to have to access the questions through the test while you're logged in Proctorio. And it does give you an hour time limit. So then what you do is you just work it out paper pencil. If you have a scanner, you can scan the work and attach it right in the Moodle. If not, you can even just take a picture of each page with your phone and upload it that way. So, as long as it's legible and we can read it, it'll be fine. Okay, so that's a separate spot in the Moodle for you to upload, and you won't miss it. It says, upload your scan or take a picture of your work and upload here. So you won't miss it with that at all. I know we promised about an hour. I did, Ian, were you going to be the one to talk about the graduate credits and finishing everything up for Jamie, or was that Susan?
I think I was going to do that.
Okay, so yeah, Susan's going to share you a little bit about the end and the big picture, because of course we're going to put all this hard work in and want to know how it'll wrap up at the end. But everybody is going to be doing their field experience during the 18-19 school year. So the goal is to be done by June, take the praxis in late spring next year and have all of the physics courses or chemistry courses completed. So that's why we sent out that pacing chart with you. So if you change the date at the top row of any of that, it's going to adjust all of the dates. So I'll let Jamie talk while I get that pacing guide open, and then we can probably end with that and answer any questions.
Great. I'm standing in as Jamie today. She has a teeny tiny newborn, and she's just kind of coming off of maternity leave slowly right now. So generally, you're not going to get a lot of, or you won't really talk with Jamie too much, although she's going to send you several emails as you go through the program. Usually, like when you begin a new course, she may send you some pacing reminders or pacing updates. She's going to send you praxis date reminders. And then at the very end, when you're wrapping everything up, she's going to send you the instructions for what you need to do with the DOE to finalize your certification. So you don't have to memorize this. She's going to send out emails along the way to let you know. But basically, all of your coursework is sequenced and set up to align with everything that you're going to need to earn your endorsement. Your final class, you'll take a final exam that's set up praxis style, so you're going to be really well prepared to take and pass that test. You'll have a choice of which window you want to take the praxis in, and then once you take it, make sure that you designate CTL as a score recipient, because we need to get those scores in order to process your paperwork at the end. Once you've completed the courses and you've had your praxis scores sent, you'll just submit a request to that to Jamie to get all the paperwork needed, and she's going to send you everything you need. She's going to send you the file or the form that you file with the DOE. It's called the VOPC, which stands for Verification of Program Completion. She's going to send you the official sealed transcript that you need to send in, your diploma, and then all of the instructions about where to pay and what to do in your application. So in order for you to do your certificate or to complete your certification, you do have to pass both the general science praxis and then physics if you're getting your physics endorsement, and chemistry or chemistry if you're getting your chemistry.
So Leon and Jim, you definitely have to take the general science praxis. But again, we'll help you prepare for that as well. So anyone who's already biology certified or something like that, you've passed it already. So the state just takes it you had already passed it.
And then
Can I take these tests prior to the final? Like, how many times can I take a praxis?
Well, they're through ETS and there is a charge for them, but there's an unlimited number of times that you can take it.
So you take one as a praxis and...
You could, but there's also books that, Amy, we can recommend too that have practice tests in them. For the physics course, Yuri has several versions of practice tests already set up. And we're going to try it with this group that's finishing up now, setting up some time where they come together just to review and review for the praxis. So we'll see how that works out and then do the same thing for you all next spring as well.
I was just worried about the general science one.
Yeah, there's books that have practice ones in there. It really is truly general, right? Wouldn't you say, Bob? I mean, a lot of it is, common sense, environmental type questions and things like that.
Yes, it asks probing questions like, which is safer to breathe, oxygen or sulfur dioxide? And, it's hard to study for because how would you know that would be the type of question it would ask? So I've said in the past, but I was told recently I was wrong, but I don't know if we've ever had anyone fail the general science praxis.
All right.
You don't know of anyone? They ask, like what type of tree drops an acorn? I mean, it's hard to study for because it's just so general, but if you're going to nail all the physics or the chemistry, whichever one you study, you'll get 100% of those and you'll get enough of the other common sense stuff. You should be okay. And we've had people like take the praxis early, like physics. If they're not too worried about money, they'll take it early. But I think taking it too early is just sort of a waste of money and time. I don't know. What do you think, Yuri? What's the soonest that would make any sense? Because we have some other people who take a shot at it to see what the physics praxis looks like, and then they pass it. And then they're sitting.
I would say at least when you finish 6601, because it covers basically, I would say 80% of the test.
Yeah.
After 6601, because when you go to the AP level that we just polish and we go to more to depth and concepts, discussion and work more, highly mathematically, involved.
I guess if it was me, I guess I would finish 6601, start teaching, and then maybe January, February, take a shot at it.
Take a shot, yeah.
You'll either pass or not pass. If you don't pass, you'll have an idea what you want to study on, what you want to study for when you take it.
It does give you a pretty specific score breakdown too, as to what topics.
Yeah, and if you maintain no less than A- with us, that you're going to be given like some kind of discount.
Yeah, you get to score lower. If you have a high grade with us, you get to score lower on the praxis, and
that's not just true with us. That's true with anyone studying physics.
It's like 5 points lower than the lowest bar.
Doesn't make any sense really, because if you've studied a really good program, you shouldn't need a discounted score. But hey, whatever, if they give it to you, you'll take it. I would say you'd want to do it January the soonest though, because you'd want to start 6603 so you have the two-dimensional vector stuff down, right?
Yeah.
And also, you don't want to waste too much money and freak yourself out. You take it, and who wants to fail tests? It's just not that much fun. So
no.
But generally, we've got research on our website about it, and our pass rate for our students is comparable to what four-year majors in physics, what their pass rate is. So I wouldn't lose sleep over it. It's a very high percentage pass. But you do have to study. It's the general science. I don't even know if you really have to study. I think, but if the physics or the chemistry, you do have to study. It's not a simple test, but it's not that hard.
Yeah, the last cohort face-to-face that I had last year, I had 11 students. They all passed.
All righty, sounds good.
Yeah.
So this is just an example. This is the chemistry pacing guide. I sent everybody a pacing guide earlier in the week. So basically, if you go ahead and change any of these dates up here, like some of you actually started before January 15th, you got started right away. So, you know, let's say you started on January 8th. Then see, it automatically adjusted all the dates for me as it goes down. So what Jamie's going to do, you know, when you finish methods, she's going to cross off methods for you and change your start date here. And, you know, so you'll just see where you keep ending up. So, you know, this has been working out pretty good for us as they go along. If I go through these, the way we have it paced out, if I take the slowest pace, I'm going to be mid-July. So I got to kind of go a little faster than the slowest pace. But if I'm really rocking it on, I could be done by the end of January next year. So it kind of will let you, as holidays come up or when you might not have as much time and stuff, that you can take a break and go at your own pace and work it out. But we'll kind of be reminding you, you know, hey, you should be about here and, you know, stuff like that to help you out as you go along. But the one other thing that Jamie will help you with is you're going to get 30 credits from us that the state accepts for you to get your endorsement. But then you can apply separately.
Are they master credits?
No, they're just credits because we're not officially a university or a college. But we have a relationship with CSU Global, Colorado State University's global campus. And for $85 a credit, they'll take your grade from us and give you master's credits. So they'll accept our courses. They won't accept field experience, but our content courses, you can get up to 18 credits. And then they also have a path to a master's that they have. And there is some stuff on the website about this. I can show you. So when I go in the online,
you can get 18 towards a 36 credit master's that gets the $85 a credit extra. Then you have to pay them. They're like $400 a credit for their courses to get the master's. But you could also move on the guide using just the graduate credits.
Just the 18 credits, probably. So, you know, on our regular website, when I was under online courses, there's a grad credits thing. But again, even the teaching methods course, you can convert to graduate credits through that. You can either wait till the end and you're done all the courses and apply for it, or as you complete each course. And Jamie will be your contact for that, to work through that. So I know we did go through a lot of things. Did you want to add anything else, Yuri? I think we pretty much hit everything about Moodle.
We covered everything, yeah. Thank you.
And again, I'm going to make this recording available, so if you want to look back at something, if you're really struggling with navigating through Moodle, we can set up a quick Zoom call like this with one of us, and we can, you know, help you out. So don't sit there and struggle. We're all here to help you as much as you need. So any questions?
Yeah, I have a quick question.
Sure, Leon.
You just said that for an extra $85?
Yes.
So we would pay you the extra 85 and then
it actually goes directly to CSU Global. They get the $85 a credit.
Okay.
But you have two options through CSU Global. You can either just transcribe the credits that you're doing with us and they'll offer you graduate credit, and that's the $85 per credit. So basically you'd contact Jamie and she'll send your transcripts from us, and then you pay them the $85 per credit and you get
transcripts from them.
Yes. And then the other option is to take those 18 physics or chemistry courses and roll those over into CSU and then continue on through their master's program.
Okay. Thank you so much.
But yeah, but you don't pay anything to CTL for that. That's really, we just give you the transcript that allows you to make that transaction with CSU Global.
Anyone else? Any words of wisdom, Bob?
Finish quickly. It's always good to do things fast.
Bob likes to do things fast.
I'm just person. My personal style is if I have something in front of me, I just like to do it and complete it quickly. Some people take longer, I think it just sort of stretches things out. So that would be my only words of wisdom. I like doing stuff and then scream really loud if anything, if you need help, because we're here to help and we like helping, and just don't suffer in silence and say, oh, I can't figure out why this works, or, there's a lot of people to help you, and you can help each other, by the way. I said email us, but Melissa's suggestion is far better, which is just post questions, and ideally, one of you can answer each other's questions too. That just makes it all more fun. But unfortunately, probably between Yuri, myself, and others, we like answering questions so much that you won't get much of a chance to answer the questions, right, Yuri?
Yeah.
We're competing to see who can answer them first.
So Yuri does teach all day. He's still at Teterboro. So sometimes you might not hear from him during the day. If you're working during the day and having technology issues, myself, Susan, Ian, Maureen, Bob, this is what we do full time. And feel free to copy as many of us on an email as you want. So then the first person available, can jump on it and help you out. So
I'm just unreliable because I go to Africa and stuff. But when I'm in the country, I like answering emails. And when I'm over there, you might get emails from me with 3 in the morning, but it's
3
like
in the morning, yeah.
10 in the morning there. But anyway, it's a pleasure to meet everyone, and it's really exciting, and it's great. And if you can be of any help, please let us help you, and give us feedback. We'd like to make the program better every time we do it.
Okay.
So thank you very much, everyone.
Questions?
Thank you.